On Tuesday, November 18th, the Large House Review Study Committee held its third community meeting at Powers Hall. This was the final opportunity for residents to offer direct feedback before the committee sends its recommendations to the Planning Board, which will draft a zoning amendment for town meeting's vote in May. Earlier this year, the committee presented 3 possible scenarios that would reduce the maximum size of new homes by adjusting zoning metrics such as floor area ratio, lot coverage, and building height. This latest meeting focused on the fiscal impact, how these changes could affect a property's sale price. Municipal producer Yu Xiaoyuan has the details.
The fiscal analysis examined tear-down value, meaning how much a developer would pay for an older home that will be demolished and replaced with one built to the limits of what the zoning allows. Using a 5,600 square foot house, the average size of a new home sold in the single resident B district between 2020 and 2025, the analysis found reducing the allowable house size by about 8% in the most conservative scenario would lower the sale price by roughly $17,000, while a more aggressive 30% reduction would lower it by about $90,000. Some residents view the potential drop in value as an incentive to preserve existing homes.
I looked at that analysis and that potential loss of revenue as a real asset because it propels people to keep the houses, add on to them as needed.
I'd love to see you try to do something around maintaining smaller lots, and those knockdowns, because that's where our affordable stock is going away, because it becomes and that's where renovations can happen and where they're not happening.
The analysis also showed smaller older homes priced between $800,000 and $1 million would feel the impact most, since developers are the ones who typically win those bids. Homes priced above $1.3 million are more often purchased by owner-occupants. Because these homes already meet more than expectations, they offer little incentive for teardown. To many residents, that finding raised red flags.
The people who are going to be hurt most are the people who are not of the elite wealth in this town. The people who are going to be hurt and crushed the hardest are going to be the people with those homes who may be looking for an opportunity to, say, move out, move to a better retirement facility, move down to Florida to live with their kids and their grandkids.
That $91,000, maybe that's not a lot of money to people, but that's, 3-4 months of senior care. And maybe they can't wait for 2 years for the market to come back. Maybe they have to get out right away because they have to move.
It would be very difficult for me to impact the home and the asset that people counted on.
Some pointed out potential tax consequences, saying slowing new growth could push more of the tax burden onto smaller properties.
And that has happened already. We have seen really large increases in the tax burden for the smaller homes.
Several residents also asked for more information, specifically how many homes and which segments of the population would be most affected.
If I know that, 3% of people are going to be impacted and they're young families and there's plenty of time to make up any potential value that they might lose, and I may say, sure, great, do that. But if I know that there's X amount of seniors in the community and they're relying on their home as their primary asset, if I know a big percentage of those folks are going to be impacted, then I would vote a different way.
Committee members emphasized the analysis focused on sale prices to developers, not the direct market value for homeowners.
Many of them, actually most of them on a small scale, below 2,500 square feet, 70% of those houses were sold to homeowners. Everybody has this notion that everything that goes on in Needham is all about teardowns. It's not. Most of the houses are sold to homeowners. And the houses that are sold to homeowners are houses that are maintained, that are kept up, and they maintain their value.
The committee expected to hand its work over to the Planning Board in mid-December. For the Nima Channel News, I'm Yu Xiaoyuan.